It's hockey season here in Boise, and the Idaho Steelheads are off to a great start, 2-0, and the action continues tonight at the Idaho Central Arena. Steelheads take on the Toledo Walleye in the second game of their three-game set. The Steelheads took down the Walleye 5-2 on Wednesday, but the battle of the aquatic species continues. One native to Idaho and one trying to exterminate from certain areas. In the same battle that the Steelheads were facing in May of 2023. That's when we asked our angler expert, Jordan Rodriguez, what's a better fish? Here's the answer in this week's 208 Redial.
They're not really wanted, no. They're native to the Midwest. Toledo, right on Lake Erie there, is probably like the walleye capital of the world. So they are not naturally occurring in our ecosystem.
They have teeth.
They have teeth. Yep, sharp teeth. They're a predator.
God.
Yep.
You do a lot of fishing.
Yeah, lots.
What's a better fight, walleye or steelhead?
Steelhead, hands down. So a steelhead, especially when most anglers target a steelhead, is when they're coming back from the ocean. And that tends to be a very large fish, you know, anywhere from 2 feet to 3 feet long. Very strong, powerful fish. They've made that migration all the way to the ocean, all the way back. And the fight is, you know, is pretty insane on a steelhead. The walleye, even the big ones, are not particularly known as fighters. I've heard it compared to reeling in a wet sock. So a steelhead is definitely more of a sporting fish and more of a fight.
What about eating?
Yeah, the eating. A walleye are considered one of the best freshwater eating fish in North America. Steelhead is really good eating too. You know, most people like those smoked, or it's just a big trout. So they're good eating, but I would give the edge to walleye as far as being a little bit better table fare. Delicious. Never pass up on a chance for some fried walleye.
Okay, steelhead get the edge catching them. Walleye get the edge eating them.
Yeah.
Overall, what's a better fish, steelhead or walleye?
I'm gonna go steelhead on this one. You know, maybe a little hometown bias there, but also the steelhead is just the anadromous fish, in my opinion, are just kind of one of nature's miracles, nature's wonders.
Bottom line is, steelhead got this one, right? Up 2 games?
Up 2 games to none. You know, they've been the best team in the league all season. A formidable opponent, just like a walleye in the wild with those teeth, but hopefully the steelheads can stay on top and pull this one out.
And I mean, for Jordan, that's just science, right? No bias. Steelheads would go on to win that playoff series, winning 4 out of the 5 games in that 2023 series, advancing on to the finals. They finished last season with the 3rd best record in the ECHL. And with the series fresh in the water tonight, we wanted to ask a different fish expert about walleye. Idaho Fish and Game, by the way, this week they announced they're urging people to kill any walleye that they catch in the salmon and steelhead rivers because they're a non-native species and they're creating some issues. And they also seem to be multiplying at a much higher rate than previously here in Idaho. But a question we had, how are these walleye getting to areas they're not supposed to be in? John Casanelli, the Andromedus fish manager with the Idaho Fish and Game Department, he explains, by the way, there are some places that you can find walleye and they are supposed to be there in Idaho.
We do stock walleye in 3 waters in Idaho. They go into Salmon Falls Creek, Oakley Reservoir, and Oneida Reservoir. We have places where we specifically put them. Those are closed systems where we provide opportunities for anglers to catch walleye. But in a lot of these other systems, more than likely they're being moved by folks that want to have them there as a fisheries resource. And so you get people, bucket biologists is a term you often hear, where people just want fish in certain places that they like to fish for, and they'll move live fish from different water sources and release those fish there, which is illegal and something we discourage, but it happens unfortunately.
Last year, only 19 walleye were caught in the Snake and Salmon River, but there have already been 60 reports of walleye caught this year. Anglers, again, they are asked to kill those walleyes that are caught in those areas and report those sightings to Fish and Game, or call 208-750-4228 to report those. But what about a different kind of fish killer? The steelheads. Yes, we caught up with goaltender Brian Thompson, who says, like Idaho's battle with the walleye, Idaho's battle with the walleye on the ice could be a tough test.
Yeah, Sheener said it on the Wednesday game. This is probably the closest we'll get to playoff hockey in October, so it's a good challenge for us early in the season to see where we stack up against some of these top teams in the other divisions, other conferences, so it's definitely a good challenge.
And the puck drops at 7:10 tonight. Tomer will be the starting goaltender for Idaho between the pipes. You can catch the game at the Idaho Central Arena, or if you can't make it downtown, no worries. You can watch tonight's game and all the Steelheads home games on 24/7. That's 7.2 over the air.